Hey family, it's me, Dr. Bryant, Mindset for Freedom. I was having some technical difficulties trying to go on live, but I don't know what was going on. Something was happening with my phone. So anyway, I'll do the post on my camera and then I'll just send it to you. Because I wanted to talk to you again today about fear. And I want to tell you that I can't express enough and say it enough times about gratitude and about frequencies and about keeping your frequency up high. First, let me say and remind you that you can't change people. We're not here to change people. So you say, well, what are you doing posting these videos? People change themselves. People make a decision. And with that decision, they make a decision to change. But we individually can't change people. In other words, you can't make people do what they don't want to do. So it's a lot of energy and it's a lot of frustration. So I'm saying that to say, this is for you and about you and to you. This content is to you. It's for you to lift your frequency, to lift your vibration, and to change your status. That's why I do it. Because I tell you, I live a life of harmony. When stuff comes my way, it comes, but it doesn't come like a hammer. It comes like a little prick, pop, and I just send it back away. Not dealing with that. I take a breath and I release it and I send it to the light. See, a lot of times we like to interact with drama. We want to go back and forth. It's a habit. Remember I told you about emotions, control your thoughts, thoughts interconnect with your beliefs. You know, sometimes we believe that ain't nobody going to be telling me what to do and ain't nobody going to get away with that. And I don't know who they think they are. Yeah, that's the habits. Those are emotions. That's your belief. But we need to come out of that. That's such a low level of vibration. So I want you to vibrate at this frequency level where God is at, where the blessings are at, where people like you, like me, that are vibrating there. Because I'm going to tell you something. The riches, and I'm sure you should be feeling it by now, because if you're still doing acts of kindness, you are getting it. Because acts of kindness begin to soften your heart, begin to infiltrate your mind, begin to help filter out things that are in the hippocampus and the amygdala. Yeah, I thought about that earlier if I was going to talk about the brain. You know, in the hippocampus and the amygdala, those are parts of the brain that have everything to do with what you do and how you do it and why you do it. In that hippocampus of ours, sometimes it's overloaded because everything you take in gets stored. And the hippocampus is a part of the subconscious mind of memory. So remember, we live 90% of our life and our actions and the things we do are from the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind of what? The subconscious mind of habits, the subconscious mind of beliefs, the subconscious mind of emotions. Whatever happened, it is in your head, in your hippocampus, and it is there. That hippocampus sometimes gets so overloaded until it's supposed to send a message to the amygdala, whether to tell you fight or flight. You know, to fight, to run, to stand still. But most of the time, we're anxious. So we get a message of anxiety. Our amygdala is automatically sending us a message of anxiety to fight. You need to get the message of flight. That means to move on. Take a breath and move on. But the way to help change what is in our mindset, because remember yesterday I talked about your mind is set like a computer program. The things that we have done, the habits that we have created for ourselves, the beliefs that we have, it is set in our mind. You press J on the computer, J is coming up. Ain't no K, L, no, J is coming up. So whatever triggers in your mind, from triggers in life, That's the behavior that you're going to express. So we have to change that subconscious mind. One of the ways to do that is with affirmations, repeating things over and over until the mind believes it. The mind grasps it and believes it and holds on to it. And one of the affirmations I want you to grasp today is a song or an affirmation or a statement. Fear doesn't live here anymore. I'm telling you, family, I woke up with that in my belly and I was like, well, I don't have any fear. Why am I getting this song? It was a song. Now, fear doesn't live here anymore. And then I understood that most of our behaviors are rooted and connected to fear. Fear and anxiety. And fear triggers us. The fear of not being safe. The fear of being looked over. The fear of not being heard. Fear. Now, these fears are already in there. Remember I told you about the hippocampus and the amygdala? There's other parts of the brain too. We're just going to talk about those two for now. But those things that have caused you to feel not safe, to feel fearful, to fear that there's no hope, to fear that you can't trust anybody, they're all connected. And as you breathe in and you listen into what I'm saying, I know your mind is circling back to your childhood, circling back to traumas. Remember I told you acute trauma, complex trauma, chronic trauma. We all have a degree and level of things that have happened in our life, and that is called trauma. I don't care who you are. Well, I'm not going to say it like that, but I'm just saying. We have had things that have happened that have left an imprint in that hippocampus, and it has continued in the subconscious mind. And then throughout life, as we grow, from 7 years old, things have happened. Then you became a teenager, other things have happened. I know things happened to me at 7. Like I told you, I had the trauma. My first onset of trauma was when we lost our house and we had to get put out. The fear was like, nobody's coming. What are we going to do? I didn't trust anybody or anything. The second onset was like a couple of months later. I had another onset of trauma. And it just kept going on and on. And I realize it now that I am an adult, that it was part of the process. Didn't know it then. It all has to play itself out. So I also want you to say, when those things come up, this too shall pass, because everything has already passed in my life. And I just need to let it go. This that I'm going through, it will, I will let it go. I will let it pass. I will listen for the lesson. I will embrace that, and I will move on and live my life in a state of gratitude. So let's change our subconscious mind. You might listen to meditations. Be careful what you listen to right before you go to bed. Because when you get ready to go to sleep, that subconscious mind is playing like a video game. It's playing. What are you putting in there? What programs are you changing so your mindset can be programmed for freedom? Think about it. You got to change your habits to change your life. To change what you're doing sometimes. I'm not telling you not to watch a movie or something. What I'm saying is at night, before you close your eyes, before you go to sleep, have an attitude of gratitude and thanksgiving, and release everything that no longer serves you. And say again, every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. So let's work on this weekend and this week, along with the other little gems that I dropped on you, reprogramming the subconscious mind, telling it fear doesn't live here anymore. I am loved by God. I am love. I am love. I am grateful. Everything always works out for my good. Fear doesn't live here anymore. Thank you for listening. Have a great rest of the day.